Spoilers and offensive content to come. Carlos, I'm sure it's going to be okay.
Why do I do this to myself? I already get depressed as shit around Christmas. So, of course, I'm like, hey, let's watch some Yuki Yuna. We are Carlos and Dave Anime Review. We are the best anime review and reaction show on the internet, and we are about to watch Yuki Yuna YuYuYu, aka Yuki Yuna is a Hero Chapter Episode 2. So the second half of Season 2, Episode 2. I'm not gonna bother trying to renumber that for total numbers. We should start, though, because you and I both had some extra thoughts after the last video went up. You were openly wondering if the girl at the end that bathed in flames was Togo, and that you thought that she was being used as a pillar to create new land, as a new Taisha. And then I also made a comment where I referenced yours because I was just remembering that Sonoko said that she was all excited to be a tree in the play. And I'm like, no, of course. I guess who's really playing a tree right now? So that girl at the end is probably Togo. Fuck my life.
And I still think that might be Togo's fate, but I don't know if that's Togo. It doesn't look like Togo. Not just from the hair, the facial structure, and fuck my life, the chest.
I did check the Yuki Yuna Reddit just out of curiosity, see some others' opinions. I normally don't care for the opinions of other anime fans, barring our own anime fans, because they are the greatest fans since they're watching us, the best anime review I actually show on the internet. But a lot of people actually also did not think it was Togo. A lot of people were actually like, that doesn't look like Togo.
No, it doesn't. And I still think the fact that Yuna has a bit of a problem staying conscious sometimes might still be something going on.
Well, that was from supplemental materials, supplemental materials, cereals. We haven't seen that animated, have we?
No.
Of Yuna having those problems because they were reading.
Yes, we did.
We have?
Well, the last episode of Yuki Yuna.
Oh,
season
yeah,
1.
when they were doing the play. Nearly passed out on stage in a moment that I thought was going to crush my soul.
So, they're not out of the woods yet. Yuna's not out. Togo is obviously right in the middle of it.
Hey, can I just say a big thank you to people who come out in comparative droves to comment on our Yuki Yuna videos. We're still building our fan base, but our Yuki Yuna videos seem to get the majority of comments. So thanks everyone who left a comment and an opinion and some insight into this world. Dave's about to mention one of you.
So Alonzo had told us to go back and check out the original preview video for the second half of Season 2.
Yeah.
And there was one picture or one segment that worried me the most in there. Yuna has a fucking tattoo burned into her chest of the Taisha symbol. That wasn't just an ink tattoo. That had obvious burn marks.
We call those brands. Yeah.
Which is even worse.
Oh, no.
So.
God, I hate the Taisha so much.
But the preview did show us them in hero form, which they shouldn't be able to do anymore because they don't have their cell phones. So obviously they get those back. I mean, the whole... We have to look at the fairies being gone in kind of a different light now, because now that we've seen the first half of Season 2, and we know why they brought the fairies in, not to get them killed, but the fact that it also sapped the power of the Shinzu-sama, and therefore caused the bridge to go down, and who knows what else. Like, how did they wipe her out from the pictures and everything, too? Like, they said it's like they removed her from this world.
Yeah. They had a Season 1 without a Togo implanted in their brains, even though they must know particulars, because they don't just remember a vague memory of someone named Togo.
Specifics.
This seems to have brought back everything, right?
Yep.
Because Fu is going, she's not in the pictures. What the fuck? No, they know now. Fucking Taisha. Where fuck Togo at?
Carlos, she got a promotion. She's now part of the executive branch.
She's now the admiral that assigned Picard the mission to Romulus and Remus. Let's not reference Star Trek Nemesis ever again.
Yes.
I'm sorry I did that. I apologize to everything. Except to Taisha.
No, she's just part of the executive branch in charge of holding up trees.
Did I mention I get depressed around Christmas time and I really shouldn't be doing this to myself? This is not good for my mental health. It's really not. God, I love this show. So the beginning of the new intro was a better clip show than that fucking clip show. Summed up everything that happened in like 3 seconds flat.
And we're back to the bridge.
Oh God, the bridge.
Now,
this fucking bridge.
Let's just get back to this bridge for a second here.
Yeah, how are there migratory birds?
I wasn't even going to talk about the birds. I'm actually okay with the birds. Look at that bridge and you tell me how in the fuck that could have happened like that.
It got mangled. I always thought...
Not mangled. It is literally curled up like a fucking snail shell.
Yeah, mangled.
It's not.
Isn't mangled just a generic term for things get fucked up?
I guess.
If druids have an ability named Mangle.
Yes, but they're awesome.
Dave is a big druid advocate, by the way, people. So I always thought that, from what I understood of Season 1, and please, by all means, you'll have opinions on this too. Dave, this is clearly, I need to tell you on the review show you co-host. I always thought that when damage happens to the Jukai as a result... Oh God, I'm such a nerd. To the Jukai as a result of the Vertex damaging it, because either they're very powerful or the heroes don't get to it fast enough, or both, that this has a weird mirror effect on the real world. Sort of like how in The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, when you drain the water out of the one temple in the light world, it also drains it out of the dungeon in the dark world so you can access it. So it kind of mirrors into the real world. So, but in a way it's kind of a weird kind of damage in the Jukai is somehow fate just kind of accounts for that and karmas it into happening in the real world. That's what I always thought.
Here's my problem with that, though. For all the people who don't know what's going on,
which
part of the Taisha,
which is an alarming number of people.
How would anybody who might be, say, an engineer or have more than 5 brain cells to rub together, take a look at that bridge and say, huh, that happened due to an explosion?
Mm-hmm. No, I know, but here's the thing, too, and this is why I hate the Taisha. You just know somebody has been snooping around this place and got disappeared. Or recruited into the Taisha, or given the option to work for the Taisha, or disappear.
Or even worse now, mind fucked. We now know they can do this.
Can somebody build a boat out of duct tape? It has to be out of duct tape, like in Mythbusters. We should watch the new show. And kind of just row out to the wall and just take a peek outside. Is this something a normal person could do?
No one's supposed to go near the wall.
You know what, Dave? You're right. People never do anything they're not supposed to.
Okay, well, number one, that is cute right there.
Yeah, it's a neat picture. Number 2, this intro... It's a neat intro. I like the song. I like that the song is a little more dire and kind of fitting for a sequel. The this intro had a mix of clips we've seen from this season, clips from last season, clips from Washiosumi, and new stuff. There was a lot to take in. This is a wicked cool mural, and that appears to be... That looks like Wakaba almost. And the Yuna behind her, that's Takashima.
Wait, so this is...
These are the...
originals, aren't they?
Yeah, and here's the thing. The 5th girl, Chikaje. I hate Japanese names, I'm sorry.
Chikaji.
They are the weirdest names, I'm sorry. I have nothing against Japanese people. Your names are weird, I'm sorry, okay? They're strange names to pronounce. I need to be in control and know how to pronounce every name. Their names aren't as weird as white people names, but I mean. So, the 5th girl, Chikage... I know I'm saying that wrong. She got erased from history because the mind-eroding effects of the super abilities they used back then made her crazy and got jealous of her friend who was hanging out with Yuna Takashima all the time. And she either tried to kill her or thought about trying to kill her. I need to catch up on Nogi Wakaba stuff. So it makes sense that she wouldn't be in the picture. But this is a cool mural, though.
It is. Like, you can just see this is in the history books of the Taisha.
Yeah. Also, another thing we saw in the intro, the fairies appear to be back. We saw the sensei in the hood.
I don't know if there's so much back. Like, those looked like old scenes, not new ones.
Okay, fair enough. We saw Gin and a bunch of the Washusumi stuff in the intro, too, so...
Yeah, that looks so much like you.
The main difference between Takashima and Yuki is that their hair is mirrored. So Takashima has the little hair flare on the other side, and her hair, the big ponytail in her hero form, comes out the other way.
Kind of weird. Also, I think Yuna's outfit looks a little bit better.
Modern Yuna?
Modern Yuna.
Yeah, Yuna Takashima's outfit is more like a full jumpsuit with a thing over top of it. Modern Yuna is also kind of very similar to that. But yeah, they're different. They're different. I love Wakaba, though. When you eventually get around to that, you'll see what a fucking badass she is.
What about Togo's parents?
The house...
Both sets of them.
The house was abandoned.
I know.
Went past it. Okay, obviously they're not going to find Togo. If the Taisha is good enough to scrub her this well, they're not going to find Togo with basic detective techniques. They're not Batman. They need to get into their hero forms and start really scouring.
Agreed.
And honestly, they need to start shaking down some Taisha people.
Agreed.
They need to have a heart-to-heart with Karin, being like, Karin, is it okay if we threaten to kill your brother? Is that all right?
I think she'd say yes. Especially if Yuna asked her.
Yeah, especially. Be like, sorry, Yuna, I was lost in your eyes. I just love the idea that Sanoko is like, I'm taking these.
Well, I mean, they did worship her as a godly creature for how many years?
Yeah. They're like, miss, you really shouldn't. Like, fuck off. And I imagine when she's dealing with the Taisha, she's actually just really crude and uses loads of foul language.
I think it'd be more creepy if she was all very nice and polite with just kind of like a straight face.
That'd actually be worse. Be like, don't try to stop me. You love your family, right? See you later.
There's something really important there, too. They never took her phone.
Togo's phone?
No.
Sanoko?
Sanoko never had her phone taken away from her.
Well, she did say a line to Togo in the first season that if Togo did become a threat, that Sanoko herself might be called in to stop her.
But back then, they were hiding her phone from her.
Oh, sure, but that implies to me that Sanoko, even in that state, could still transform and be a formidable fight.
But we already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, when she got all of her facilities back,
the
Taisha never even tried to take her phone that allowed her to transform away from her. So all this time, she's had the ability to transform.
There's some weird politics going on with Sanoko. I talked about it in
her family's royalty.
Yeah, I know. I talked about it in one of our prediction videos. We've done so many now. I think it was the one about the season 2 announcement where I talked about how Sanoko was probably the closest to the Taisha of all of them. And at the time, I said something to the effect of she practically is Taisha as far as they're concerned, which may not be correct, or she herself may be playing possum too. Maybe acting a little more ignorant than she really is. That doesn't mean she has anything to do with what happened to Togo. She's clearly distraught and clearly trying to help them, but she might have more pull than we think.
I think that's already guaranteed because A, she was made the leader of their little group.
Yeah, of the original 3.
Of the original 3. She's shown on a number of occasions where she goes from being her kind of airheaded self to all of a sudden, don't fuck with me, I'm proficient in everything.
Pretty much.
I mean, she was.
I would not fight Sanoko, transformed or not. She would probably kill me.
She was helping them study. It's actually funny. Back with her team, to start with, they weren't lied to about the hero system. It's only when the Taisha decided to change it up that they weren't told.
You know, all of the Taisha's problems could be solved by simple honesty.
Yeah.
It's simply You need to let everyone know and give people the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Let them lay out the pros and the cons. You will get volunteers.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, well, several things. One, we got the old transformation scenes back, except for Sonoko, who got a brand new one. I like Sonoko's new outfit. It's very reminiscent of her old one while being updated so that she looks like she's the sixth ranger of the Yuna group. But what's interesting is all this exposition we got during the transformations. Basically, the Mankai gauge is now a shield gauge. And how they avoid people getting hurt is that they can only be shielded a certain amount of times. And if they burn it, or they could choose to burn up the whole gauge, not unlike a fighting game, for the Super Saiyan power-up. But then it depletes all at once.
Yeah, it's actually an interesting way to go about it. I mean, they can still die.
Oh yeah,
because of this.
They're really risking their lives
I mean, at least they know they've got a battery.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not sacrificing body parts.
Yeah, we developed this new system after finding an ancient relic of the old world, an Xbox 360, and we played the game Halo 3, and we noticed that there was a shield gauge that would regenerate, but a life gauge underneath. Shut up! And
it didn't take Halo 3 games to get to a shield.
No, but it was the first one on Xbox 360, Dave. If they didn't find an Xbox original,
they found the Halo 1 Collector's Edition.
That wouldn't work without the original Xbox.
The Collector's Edition for 360.
Yeah, that's Halo 3. There wasn't a Halo 1 re-release for the 360. There was a Halo 2.
I've got it.
Oh right, there was a Halo 1 re-release. You're right. No, I like what I said better.
Now, time's not stopped when they're doing this here, so can anybody just see...
I was gonna say, that's real tight quarters to just transform in the classroom like that. Yeah, they're doing all the real world. There's no Jukai hiding them. If someone sees them, they're like, oh, fuck me, what are those superhumans? Like...
Yeah.
Okay, they've just been spotted. Also... Isn't that boat a little close to the wall? Oh, she is way out into the fatigue water. Oh, you can't go that far unless you're a level 1 healer.
Ruh-roh.
She is way out there, man.
Just a little bit.
Alright, this is gonna be an afternoon. Did anyone pack food? Also, is there ground we can walk on down there?
That's the next thing I'm wondering. Is like, how do they actually get there? It's not like flying through space.
Sometimes I'll wonder, could you make a Sonic level that took place outside the barrier? And I'm like, no, there's no ground, right?
Yeah. Right?
Sonic needs a foothold.
Well, I guess he could just frickin' spin dash off all the enemies, but he'd never stop.
Yeah, I mean, you would get a 200 plus combo before you reached, like, the tree, if he's coming in from the outside.
Don't you mean 2 million?
That's what I said. Okay, they're really fucking shit up in their base form right now. Did you see how many Sonoko took out? Did you see how many Yuna took out by kicking one into a field of others? Like,
I'm okay with this. I think they are actually powered up.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there has been some improvements, some modifications. We got this guy named Tony Stark who's been making some modifications.
We do not need powered suits, Iron Man suits, in this show.
You know what? You might say that, but really that would help these guys out so much.
Actually, it probably wouldn't.
It would help out the people.
Tanks, planes, regular...
Clearly they're designed to take on this menace with new materials like orichalcum.
Orichalcum.
And mithril.
Mithril. Okay, fine.
I said it right. Shut up.
No, you didn't. You know, she has a really good point.
Yeah.
She never fought with the fucking barrier.
Yeah.
She never had that advantage.
Yeah, these kids today fight fucking Vertex with barrier, with fucking Halo shields. Back in my day, we took a hit, we felt the hit, and bled.
I mean, hell, the first time they got to use Mankai, she had to use it 37 times.
I know I joked about her Mankai form being a space fortress as well, which is really weird considering she's a melee combatant. and how it looked like a big boat, and now she's just admitting it. Yeah, this is a boat. Let's all ride on it to Togo.
Well, I mean, the little wings there look like blades, and she has used them as blades.
No, I know, it's just a weird thing for a melee fighter to, like, Yuna doesn't transform into a boat, she gets big punchy arms.
True. Now, there's something interesting there. There's something very interesting with what just happened there, though.
What happened?
All we saw were low-level Vertex. Now, you may remember from what we saw before, the low-level Vertex were constantly shifting into the big, actual numbered Vertex.
Yeah, the ones named after the Zodiac.
Yeah, so where are they?
I don't know. It's like they're in disarray right now.
Disarray or...
Like, there was no coordinated offensive like the bigger Vertex
Exactly.
do. This is just, something's up. Like, yeah, they got attacked, but it was like instinct. It was just instinct, right? It was
foot soldiers.
Yeah, they're just tearing through scrubs. Their dynasty, we're seeing Yuki Yuna Muso right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
I still think that would be a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it might. Okay, so now we know, they're still able to form these bigger forms, but what's weird is this is still a reaction. This is still, okay, they beat us now, we'll make the bigger forms, but they should have seen armies amassing outside. The Vertex are supposed to be never resting, never ending, right? Something's off.
Well,
is this actually a black hole?
Let's not forget that she is jumping into a black hole.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't think we were talking about a real singularity, though. Because at that range if that's a real black hole and it's this close to civilization, that's bad news.
Well, it definitely fucked up that Vertex.
It did fuck up the Vertex. It fucked it up good.
And Yuna without her fairy.
Mm-hmm. It would have been crushed, right? Yeah. The way Yuna looks in this weird sprightly form she just took in their out-of-body experience does not look that dissimilar from the style the girl had at the end of the last episode. And honestly, the way she looked, could very well be how Togo looks now.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Why am I doing this to myself? Where's Togo at? I think we're about to find out.
Yep.
Of course, this is the Taisha's fault. Of course, they went with her and said, well, we're going to sacrifice some of our people, but if you do it, they won't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is the Taisha's fault. Yuna just said something very interesting right there. She's been here before.
I think we just found out where she was when she passed out.
Interesting. When she defeated the sun Vertex and was out cold for so long and in that coma, she probably her spirit was probably already doing something here that she doesn't quite remember.
Could be.
Well, that was episode 2 of the Hero chapter, and so Dave, you got stuff to say, right? Out with it, because I got stuff to say.
Well, I think Yuna's gonna die.
No. I take it back. Say nothing. It's been Carl's the best ever reaction show. You're gonna buy.
No, you're not running from this, you son of a. Okay, let me qualify that. Yuna may not be dying, but I think Yuna is the next tree.
Theorize for us, Davanil.
Well, they said that she had taken a fatal amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
That Togo had.
Yeah.
But it's obvious that Yuna took a great deal of that damage from her.
Mm-hmm.
So she may have just sacrificed herself for Togo.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of those ending lines were kind of interesting, too, because the screaming foo sounded like it was coming from Mitsuki.
Oh, yeah, that was not the ending lines, but the previews for
lines.
the next episode.
Togo. Well, you had it right. You theorized that if Togo could do something to save the others, she would in a heartbeat. And you were right. She wasn't right to do so without telling the others, but it's Togo, so I'm not that surprised.
There are some parallels to what happened in the latest Steven bomb, where Steven had to pay for some ramifications for doing something extraordinarily dangerous on his own, even if understandable. And that's not too dissimilar to what Togo did. Now, I was thinking about this between last episode and now. If Togo really did do something like that of her own volition, would the others have a right to be upset with her? And should they be upset with her? And would it be a cool storyline element for that to happen? But with the revelation that it was her versus others, and that she was put in a situation not unlike what Gendo Ikari did to Shinji by parading an injured fucking, what the hell is the blue-haired girl's name? Ray. An injured Ray in front of him to kind of entice him into getting into Unit 1. Oh god, I cannot believe I just made an Ava reference. Fuck Ava. So
you can at least recover a little bit by saying you were doing that from the movie.
No, fuck Ava. So, no, but it's still the analogy is apt, right? Like Togo was coerced by the Taisha because of course she was. So I'm not sure I entirely blame her for doing this. In a way, what Yuna's doing right now by keeping this brand hidden, because she didn't tell them,
is the exact same thing.
That is way more like what Steven did in that Steven bomb. And here's the thing I was thinking about that is Yuna gonna die? And I mean, that's definitely what the show wants us to think, that Yuna has taken whatever fatal punishment was meant for Togo, which, by the way, is bullshit. They should not have to ask for any kind of forgiveness for doing what was only reasonable at the time. Fuck off, fucking Shinju. Yeah, they're trying to do the Damocles sword thing again, where they're gonna make you think Yuna's gonna die. I don't think Yuna's gonna die at the end of the show. I think we're gonna need to suffer quite a lot, and we're gonna think she's died, and we're going to have our hearts broken along the way, but I think in the end they're gonna be okay. But it's gonna fucking hurt to get there, I tell you what.
Well, there's only 4 more episodes.
Yeah, only 4 more. Yeah, it was neat to see them transform again and see them just jumping around, which is cool. The show is super well animated. I wish they would have killed more of the proper Vertex forms, but there was certainly a lack of Vertex killing in this episode, that's for sure. Got to see that fucking Sonoko could still fuck shit up Royal, right? And we got to see her awesome boat form again. I'm not sure where they're going to go from here. Like, the black hole disappeared. If enough was taken from Yuna to appease the gods, the angle could be not that Yuna's dying. It could be that Yuna, for some reason, has just this infinite energy in her that can be taken, which can be its own kind of storyline element too, right? Like, we still don't exactly have the full story of what's up with her connection with Yuna Takashima. So, we have more questions than we do answers right now. I'm glad they got Togo back. I'm glad it's not some Jacob's Ladder shit where she's still trapped in there. Unless this is exactly what that is. Oh god. Oh god, why did I just say that? Oh god, why did I just say that?
It's all on you.
Okay, here, Itsuki, take some supplements before we go. Okay. I'm glad the Hero Club has a drug dealer. It's just, didn't think it was going to be Karin, though.
Well, it makes sense with the supplements.
Why not?
No, I like this episode. They wrapped up getting Togo back. Or did they?
Oh, no.
And now we can continue on, because now they're all back to being heroes.
So what's
whether
good?
That was the plan or not from the Taisha.
You just know that this is probably all according to some of their designs, right? Oh, I hate the Taisha so much. I want the best for these girls. I just want them to be happy. Shouldn't be doing this to myself so close to Christmas. Fuck this season. Any more thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. We are Carl's name, Anime Rave. We are the best anime review and reaction show on the internet. You can find us at animerave.xyz. There's some announcements, some little bits of news. On December 16th, we are going to be recording the 100th episode of our podcast, Two Fat Guys Talk. It's going to be me and Dave and guests, friends of the show who have not been on the show for some time, Kiki and Poe as well. We're going to be talking about anything that strikes our fancy. We have a few topics on the docket already. We have some voicemails already to answer. We're probably going to be talking a little bit about, what was the topic I mentioned?
Come on.
No, I have to look it up. I don't remember.
Well, you wanted to talk about Dragon Ball Super and the S Cell.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about how Toriyama basically pulled a midichlorian for Dragon Ball, basically took George Lucas's worst ideas and decided to make them canon in Dragon Ball. Why it took us so long to reach episode 100, Christmas music etiquette, whatever the hell else we come up with. If you want your voicemail played and answered, please go to animerave.xyz/twofatguystalk.com and hit the click the send voicemail button. Send us a voicemail. We'll answer it. If you're shy about having your voice read out, maybe send us a comment specifically noting that it's to be answered in that podcast. It will be recorded on December 16th and released very likely on December 17th. On that day, we're also going to record our anime raves for the Digimon Tri-Dub, which we've been putting off because we wanted to do it with all four of us at the same place because we're all vintage Digimon fans of the dub, and we wanted to see that dub with all its original names and glory since they got a whole bunch of the original cast back. Yep. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. And, again, animerave.xyz, your home on the web for us. And, yeah.
Tune in next time.
Bye-bye. Don't trust the Taisha.